All right, let's talk about finding a dog trainer here in Monroe, Michigan. It can feel like a pretty big task, right? Well, don't worry. We're going to break down everything you need to know to find a great one with confidence. Just picture this for a second. You and your dog are out on a beautiful day, taking a walk along the River Raisin Heritage Trail. And your dog? They're walking calmly right beside you. No pulling, no lunging at squirrels, just a peaceful, enjoyable walk. That's the dream. And you know what? It is completely within reach. This guide is designed to give you a clear, simple roadmap to finding the professional who can help you get there. So, what should you even be looking for? Let's start with the most important qualities and the philosophy behind their training. First things first is the training method. Modern, humane, and effective training is all about positive reinforcement. Basically, it just means you use rewards, like a tasty treat, some praise, or a favorite toy, to show your dog when they've done something right. It's about building a partnership, not about being a drill sergeant. And the benefits go way beyond just your dog. Think about it. Humane methods are safer for your family, the results actually stick long-term, and they help you be a great neighbor. I mean, that's a huge win when you're dealing with something like nuisance barking. Okay, so how do you know if a trainer actually knows their stuff? Well, Michigan doesn't require trainers to be licensed, so professional certifications are really your best bet. A credential like a CPDT-K means that person has passed a serious, comprehensive exam on animal behavior and training techniques. It's a real sign of a professional. I know, it can look like a bit of an alphabet soup. But for general training, puppy manners and basic skills, you'll want to keep an eye out for CPDKA or KPA-CTP. Now, if you're working through bigger issues like fear or reactivity, you'll want someone with a credential like IABC-CDBC. And for really serious aggression cases, CBCCKA indicates a very high level of specialization. All right, so you know what to look for in a person. Let's get into the practical side of things, what the different training options look like, and what you should expect to budget. The two most common setups are group classes and private sessions. Group classes are fantastic for socializing a young puppy or for practicing skills around other dogs and people. On the other hand, private sessions are perfect for tackling issues specific to your home, like jumping on visitors or for dogs who might be too overwhelmed in a class setting. You might also come across other formats. Day training is where a trainer works with your dog for you and then transfers the skills over. And then you have board and train programs, which are really intensive and involve your dog staying with the trainer. For those, the most important question you can ask is how they'll make sure you can maintain the training once your dog comes home. And all of this brings us to a very practical question. What does dog training actually cost here in Monroe? So here's a general idea of the average cost for 2025. You can see a group puppy class, which usually runs for about 4 to 6 weeks, is typically in the ballpark of $140 to $260. A single private lesson is often between $100 and $180. And as you can see, those really intensive programs like board and trains are a much bigger investment. Of course, prices will vary based on a trainer's experience and their certifications. Now that you're armed with all this info, you need to be ready to actually talk to some trainers. This section is all about helping you interview them so you can make the absolute best choice. The process for checking out a trainer is actually pretty simple. First, do some research online for trainers who openly state they use positive, humane methods. Second, just schedule a short consultation call. And third, make sure you go into that conversation prepared with some key questions. You'll obviously want to confirm their methods and credentials. But a really great question to ask is, how will you tailor this program for our life here in Monroe? It shows they're thinking about your real-world needs. And of course, always get total clarity on the costs, including any travel fees before you commit. No surprises. Finally, training doesn't just happen in a bubble. It happens out in our community. So let's cover a few Monroe-specific rules and resources that every local dog owner should be aware of. So here's an interesting local rule. In Monroe, your dog has to be on a leash in public spaces. And that leash can't be longer than 6 feet. This applies everywhere from downtown to the trails. It's all about safety, so it's probably best to leave those long retractable leashes at home for your public outings. And here's just a quick checklist of your responsibilities as a dog owner in Monroe County. A current rabies vaccination isn't just a good idea, it's required by state law. You'll also need to get a dog license through the county. And it's good to remember that excessive barking can be considered a nuisance, which is another area where good training really helps. Okay, so once you and your trainer have laid a good foundation, where can you actually go to practice? Because taking those skills out into the real world is how they become truly reliable. Monroe has some awesome spots for this. The River Raisin Heritage Trail is perfect for practicing that loose leash walking we talked about. For working on your dog's recall, getting them to come when called, the Dog Beach area at Sterling State Park is a fantastic option. And if you need to work on focus or on a lot of distractions, the open spaces near the county fairgrounds can be a great training ground. In the end, investing in training is about so much more than just fixing a few problem behaviors. It's about building your dog's confidence and making your bond with them even stronger. It lets them be a true companion who can go out and enjoy everything our community has to offer, right there with you. We really wish you the best of luck as you start looking for the right trainer. Taking a little bit of time now to find that perfect fit is going to pay off for years to come. It will make every walk in the park, every visit with friends and family, and every quiet evening at home a more peaceful and enjoyable experience for both you and your dog.